Hello, I'm Jake Bugg, and this is my guitars and me. The moment it all started for me on the guitar, I was probably about 12 years old, and everything was about football at that point. I had no interest in music. And I came back from football training one day, and my uncle, he had a guitar. He just had brought a guitar. He'd been learning himself, and I think he just wanted someone to jam with, really. So he taught me a couple of the basic chords, and that was it then. I just fell in love with it, and I couldn't put it down since then. You know, when things started happening, and just to all of a sudden be playing Martins, Gibsons and Fenders and stuff was just like everything you dream of as a kid, really. And it's funny, like when you're that age at 18, 17, 19 or whatever, you know, you think you're invincible, you think you're the best, and it's not until you start learning more about music that you start to understand how little you actually know. And but you know, at that age, it just felt absolutely amazing. So this one is one of my favorites. I love to play it on stage a lot. I'm getting more and more worried about taking it out live, I have to be honest. But this is a 1966 Stratocaster that I bought in Texas, I think. Just absolutely love it. It's just got this 3-switch pickup, which is great. And yeah, it's clearly had some love, clearly been played a lot. I'd love to know who it's been played by. That's always the great thing about these guitars, the history, and I'd love to know more about it. Sometimes, like a lot of the modern Stratocasters can have that kind of glassy, top-endy kind of sound, but for some reason I don't think this one has it. But I could be wrong, but apparently, I think they didn't really make black Strats at once, and so I think if they made a mistake on the finish, they'd paint it black. So I think where that's where it used to be white underneath, I think. I didn't really know a lot about these guitars, but I was on tour in America with Noel Gallagher in Snow Patrol, and the guitar tech for Noel Gallagher's guitarist, he took me to Groon's in Nashville, and we went up to the upstairs room, and they just had all these really old, amazing guitars, and I was like, yeah, I'd really actually like one of those, to be honest, and I just love the colour on it. It just looked it's not too flash, but and it just really had that country kind of tone straight up. Like it was so instant when I plugged it in. Like just without any pedals or anything, you plug it in, it just got the power all there. Because this is 1954, I think it is. I think I used to use this one a bit more as the main one at a certain time. It's very good at what it does. And as I say, whenever it comes to like any more kind of country or skiffly kind of stuff we do, this is the first one that gets called. Whenever I pick up this one, it's like straight to A most of the time. Whereas the Strat is more like a power chordy or something. It's funny how. And just like the different fretboards, like the way you approach it as well sometimes. It's funny to say that, yeah, you pick up guitar and you play different things on them all the time. But you can still see it's lived a good life, and yeah, it's a special thing. I think, yeah, this thing is just one of the rarest guitars I've ever come across. But this one's just stayed at my house, so it probably needs a bit of a setup and stuff. Like this one definitely doesn't go on the road, so... So this is is it 1953, I think it is, Ole? Yeah, 1953 J-185, and I came across this in Tokyo in Japan. I'd never actually seen one before, and so we kept looking at it for a bit and trying to look it up, and not much was coming up. And eventually I asked the guy, could I have a go on that, please? And he was like, no. Which I quite understand. So Ollie had to get out his phone and show him pictures of guitars I already owned, like these ones, and then eventually he came round and he let me have a go on it. I had a few drinks, thought about it, came back, and then was like, let's go and buy it. Yeah, the worst I'll go think about it situation ever. Yeah, it's definitely one of the rarest guitars I've ever came across. It looks like it tells a story, doesn't it? It looks like it should be in a museum or something. But I absolutely love it. And yeah, as I said, this one does not go on the road. This stays at home and is used on records whenever I need it. It just kind of has that a kind of big bassiness to it that you're kind of used to on the bigger Gibsons as well. It gives you a different option. It gives you a different tone. I feel like, I've got some lovely Martins as well, and they're great, like kind of more mid-rangey kind of. But when you just want some, it's just got that kind of 60s folk sound already about it. If it inspires, if it just gives you the slightest spark of creativity or inspiration, then it's done its job, and I'm sure it's been doing it for almost 70 years now, which just blows my mind. Thanks everyone, I'm Jake Bugg, and you can listen to my new album coming out on October the 4th, and thank you very much for watching. Cheers.